What's happening, everybody? I'm Justin Czar with bowhunting.com. Welcome back to another new bow announcement from our friends over at Mathews. By now, I'm sure you guys have heard the new Mathews 2023 flagship bows have been released. This is called the Phase 4. And at first glance, I'm sure you guys are looking at it saying, it looks just like a V3X. I can hear the comments now from everybody. But there are two major improvements for this year that really are in line with the improvements that Mathews has been making the last 3, 4, 5 years. They're trying to build bows that are more shootable, that are more accurate, that are quieter and more vibration free than ever before. And I've been saying this for a long time. When we look at bow speeds, axle to axle lengths, brace heights, things like that, it really hasn't changed in probably 15 years now. What we are seeing is we're seeing bows that are getting incrementally better with every passing year. And I think that's what we're seeing here in the Phase 4. You know, a couple years ago, we saw the trend start with the integrated ultra rest. Last year, we went to the integrated sight. This year, we've got integrated stabilizers. But to me, what makes this bow unique more than any previous bow that we've seen before is the built-in limb dampening technology that's right in these limbs. This is the RPD technology. And when you think about it, limb dampening has been around for a long time. I mean, I can think back probably 20 years ago, I was screwing stuff in between my limbs or attaching something to my limbs with an adhesive, or I was forcing something in between these limbs, all for the same purpose, right? We're trying to get that noise and vibration out of the bow, because for us as archers, that's the thing that we feel the most. When we shoot a bow, what does everybody talk about? If it's dead in the hand, if it wants to jump out of your hand, if it's loud, things like that. It's the most noticeable thing for any archer. So that's what Mathews decided to attack this year, which is really pretty cool. So when you look at it, essentially what we've done is we've got, you know, a split limb bow, and now we've got, instead of 2 limbs, we've essentially got 4 limbs. You know, we took the existing limbs, essentially just cut them in half, and we sandwiched this vibration dampening material in between. So now we've got these 2 limbs pressed together, vibration dampening material in between, to make essentially the same geometry and shape and look that we've had before, but it's built right into the bow. And it's actually proven to reduce the vibration of these bows up to 37%, which, you know, doesn't maybe sound like a lot, but I'm telling you guys right now, you shoot this bow as compared to a V3X, which we all agreed was very dead in the hand, minimal noise, minimal vibration. There is a noticeable difference. And I will say, this is the first time in quite a few years where you're able to shoot last year's flagship against this year's flagship and notice a real difference. Like every year you're like, yeah, okay, that feels a little bit better. Maybe it holds a little bit better. It seems a little bit quieter, but you were like, okay, you know, I can see it, but it's not a huge improvement. I'm telling you right now, major, major difference in these bows, in the noise and vibration dampening of this new technology, which again, to me, like I said, Mathews is focusing on building the best system out there, taking something that's at the top of the game and every year making it a little better and a little better and a little better. So we've got the limb dampening technology, and then also new for this year, we've got bridge lock stabilizers. So much like the sights that we had from last year with the bridge lock technology, where the sight used a dovetail to slide into the bow, we've got the same basic technology now with stabilizers. Cool thing about this is, I'll pull this quiver off here real quick so we can get a better look. You've got essentially like a wing nut screw right here that allows you to adjust the length of your stabilizer in 1/2-inch increments. So previously with, you know, earlier versions of stabilizers, we still have the screw-in bushing here, so you can use any bar that you want, both on the front and the back. But if you buy the Mathews one, they're available in 8, 10, and 12-inch versions, right? If you buy an 8-inch version and decide you want it to be a little bit shorter, you can just slide it in, tighten it down, you're good to go. So you can, you know, experiment with different lengths on your stabilizers to get the right feel for you. Again, they're adjustable in 1/2-inch increments, and they mount directly into the bow. So a nice sleek profile. You don't have to worry about them loosening up or turning on you. Once they're in there, they're literally not going anywhere. We've got an all new design on the head. You've got a harmonic stabilizer, 360-degree stabilization out front. If we look here, we also have a back or a side mount option as well. So very similar to what we've had in the past for Mathews. So it attaches to the rear stabilizer bushing, but it uses this same technology where you can loosen this up and you can slide this bar, if I loosen it enough, again, adjustable in 1/2-inch increments. So that's gonna be the major changes on the Phase 4 for this year. As you guys can see, we've got two different axle-to-axle versions. This is the 33-inch version, which I like. This is the 29-inch version, which is what Todd shoots. So everybody likes something a little bit different. I seem to gravitate towards the more longer axle-to-axle bows in the 33. Todd seems to like the more compact 29. So the 33-inch bow has a brace height of 6.5 inches, whereas the 29-inch bow is at 6 inches. So you get a little bit more speed out of this bow. It's 340. This one is, I believe, 336. So you get a couple extra feet per second out of the shorter axle-to-axle bow with the shorter brace height. When you start talking about price, you're looking at $12.99 MSRP on the 29, $13.99 MSRP on the 33. Same camo finish options that we've had in the past. Nothing is new there. This is the granite finish that came out, I believe, last year. I really like the way that this looks. I'm very partial to just this standard color. Not really a lot of camo. So there you go, guys. That is the new Phase 4 from Mathews for 2023. Like I said, I'm sure I'm going to hear in the comments, right? It looks just like a V3X. It's the same thing as last year. It's nothing new. I'm telling you guys, if you've got a Mathews retailer that's close to you and you can get to a store and you can shoot a V3X, which was a great bow. In fact, it's probably one of my favorite bows up until this point that Mathews has ever made. And I don't say that every single year. There's been a few years and a few bows in the past that for some reason I've just gravitated towards. I shot really well. V3X is one of them. VXR was one of them. The Z7 Extreme. Those are like some of my favorite bows that I've ever owned. I'm telling you right now, there is a major difference in the way these bows feel when you shoot them compared to the previous versions, all because of this RPD technology in the limbs. This really is an industry first, and it seems to be, at least from what I've seen so far, one of the most effective ways at dampening noise and vibration on your bow. So that is the new Phase 4 from Mathews. Like I said, if you guys got a dealer nearby and you can get in and shoot one, I would highly recommend it. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this bow. As always, thank you for watching. Looking forward to your comments below. See you guys next time.